Right now, somewhere in the world, someone takes a bite of something spicy. A curry in India, a bowl of noodles in Thailand, a dish glowing red in China. The reaction is almost instant. A slight pause, a breath, then that familiar heat spreading slowly. And somehow it feels right. Like it belongs there, like it has always been part of that culture, part of that taste, part of that identity. But here's something most people never think about. What if it wasn't always like this? What if that heat that feels so deeply rooted actually came from somewhere else? Because chili, something we know, see as essential, was once completely unknown to most of the world. No spice markets, no traditional recipes, no cultural connection, and yet today it's everywhere. So, how did something so small travel across continents, enter completely different cultures, and become something people can't imagine food without? Welcome to Histofy, where we take the most ordinary things and uncover the extraordinary journeys behind them. If you enjoy content that makes you pause, see everyday life differently, and discover stories hidden in plain sight, then hit like, share this with someone who loves spicy food, and subscribe because this is just the beginning. Now let's go back to where this story actually started. Somewhere right now, a plate is being served. Rich, aromatic, layered with spices that feel deeply rooted in tradition. In India, a curry carries a sharp heat that lingers. In Thailand, a bowl of soup balances spice with sweetness and depth. In China, a dish glows red, intense, and inviting. Across cultures, across continents, that heat, the unmistakable presence of chili feels essential. It feels like it belongs there, like it has always been part of the story. But what if it wasn't? What if something so deeply embedded in these cuisines wasn't always there? How did something so common become so universal? Long before it reached global kitchens, chili existed quietly in another part of the world. In the Americas, among indigenous civilization, it was not exotic or novel. It was simply part of everyday life, grown, harvested, used in cooking. It carried both flavor and familiarity. It wasn't trying to conquer anything, it wasn't spreading, it was just present. People understood it, not as an ingredient of intensity, but as something natural, something integrated into the rhythm of their food and their lives. There was no sense yet that this small, vibrant fruit would travel beyond its origin. No indication that it would one day redefine cuisines far beyond where it began. And then, slowly, the world began to connect in ways it never had before. Movement increased, not just of people, but of ideas, materials, and food. Trade routes expanded, oceans were crossed, and with them came exchanges that quietly reshaped the world. Among these movements was Chile. It didn't spread as a dominant force, it traveled alongside other goods, carried through curiosity, trade, and adaptation. It arrived in new lands, unfamiliar and untested, entering cultures that already had their own flavors, their own systems of taste. But instead of being rejected, something unexpected happened. It was accepted. As Chile moved into regions like India, China, and Southeast Asia, it didn't remain what it was. It adapted, it merged with existing culinary traditions, finding its place not by replacing everything, but by enhancing what was already there. In India, it began to complement and sometimes replace older sources of heat. In China, it became part of bold, layered flavors. In Thailand, It blended into a balance of sweet, sour, salty, and spicy. Each culture reshaped it, redefined it, made it their own. What started as something foreign slowly became something familiar, not identical everywhere, but deeply integrated in each place it arrived. But this wasn't just about flavor. Chili carried something else, something that made it easy to adopt, easy to spread. It was simple to grow, adaptable to different climates, accessible to many, and beyond practicality, it created an experience. The heat it produced wasn't just taste, it was sensation, a warmth, a sharpness, something that engaged the body as much as the palate. It lingered. It left an impression. And over time, that sensation became desirable, even comforting, not because it was necessary, but because it became familiar. And this is where the story becomes almost paradoxical. Today, chili feels native in many cuisines. It feels like it belongs, like it has always been there, but in reality, it was once completely foreign. Over time, cultures absorbed it so deeply that its origin became invisible. It stopped being an addition and became a foundation. And once something reaches that point, once it feels essential, it is no longer questioned. It is simply accepted as part of identity. And maybe that's what makes this story larger than just chili. Because this pattern exists everywhere. Ideas, habits, objects, they move, they spread, they adapt. What begins in one place can become normal in another, not through force, not through quiet integration. And over time, the origin fades, leaving only the presence behind. Something foreign becomes something familiar. Something unfamiliar becomes something unquestioned. So the next time you take a bite of something spicy, pause for a moment. Not to analyze it, not to overthink it, but just to notice it. Because within that simple sensation, there is a journey, one that moved across continents, across cultures, across time itself. And now it exists so naturally in your life that it feels like it has always been there. Something so ordinary carrying a story you never really saw. So the next time that heat hits your tongue and you feel that familiar burn, pause. Just for a second, because that sensation so normal, so expected, didn't start here. It traveled across oceans, across cultures, across time. And somehow it became part of your everyday life. Something so small quietly reshaped how the world eats. If this made you see something familiar in a completely different way, hit like so more people can discover the hidden stories behind everyday things. Share this with someone who loves spicy food but never questioned where it came from. In the comments, I want to know what's the spiciest thing you have ever eaten? And did you ever think about its journey? And if you enjoy stories like this, calm, layered, and quietly revealing, then subscribe to Historify. Because here, we don't just talk about history, we uncover how it's still living in the things you experience every single day. And the next time you feel that heat, you might realize you're tasting something far bigger than you ever imagined.